reporting that from January up to today, there have been at least 12 kidnapping cases, including the recent one. Out of the 12, 10 of them were Chinese. The 2 others were foreigners. I will read what I had prepared for this to update it with the kidnappings, because originally this was just about the spy versus spy, meaning the recent arrest of 3 Filipino nationals on suspicion of espionage in Hainan, China. But with the updating now, that proceeds from the explosion of news and discussions on the spate of kidnappings that is reminiscent of the 1990s kidnappings during the time of President Estrada. Okay. For months now, the Filipino-Chinese community had been spreading murmurs of spreading criminality against Filipino-Chinese citizens as well as Chinese nationals in the Philippines. Then suddenly this recent month, the news of brazen kidnappings burst out into the open. And as you can see in our first slide, the protest of the former president, the recent president of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Cecilio Pedro, reporting that from January up to today, there have been at least 12 kidnapping cases, including the recent one. Out of the 12, 10 of them were Chinese. The 2 others were foreigners. This in light of the blatant, farcical and distorted reports from PNP Chief Marbil that criminality is going down. This was preceded recently by the shocking news of 3 Filipino nationals arrested on suspicion of espionage in China. So we can see the reports about this, including the identities have been reported. However, this development should not come as a surprise, as the Philippine government, through several of its political and security branches, had for 2 years been conducting a hybrid information warfare, quote-unquote, witch hunt in support of semi-declared campaign to, quote-unquote, exact a reputational cost to China, initiated by the United States in a complex coordinated operation that includes the so-called maritime transparency, quote-unquote, assertive transparency operation, with operations in the political and security institutions against targets that can be associated with Chinese presence in the Philippines.